Hello everyone and welcome to the second edition of the WCG podcast. My name is Brendan Scott, this is Matt White, and ladies and gentlemen, we are on the horizon. As of filming today is what, Friday? So we are 2 days away from the first test match. The summer is nearly here. Some of you might ask, why is it not on the Saturday and it's on the Sunday? We had to move it to Sunday because the Georges River Thistles have actually had a go this year and they've actually made the semi-finals in PL2.
It's actually the third time we have moved it, so unfortunately it's on Bathurst Day. Not happy, but that's life.
Yeah, well, just amazed that the Thistles actually had a go this year. But they're in the semi-finals. To be fair, Condor Park are in the semi-finals, so it's ideal that it's getting moved, but we have to play it on the Sunday. Now, unfortunately, there is a bit of a weather warning for Sunday, so look, we're going to try and get a result in, but there is unfortunately some rain expected, isn't there?
Well,
so
it's changing all the time, so I'd probably reckon now, just having a look at it before, I reckon we might get the game in.
no, it's not a WCG fixture without the forecast of rain.
Especially on the table, the first game. It's a pain in the arse, eh?
Yeah, every time,
Covers
guys.
on, nights.
You can rest assured, every time first match you look at the weather forecast and it's just rain, but it never ends up raining, so hopefully this is the case as well. On today's episode, we're going to go through both team lists and preview the first test match. And then we're going to have some predictions. Me and Matt are going to give our predictions for the highest run scorer, highest wicket taker and player of the series, and then we'll take some fan questions at the end. First of all, we'd like to thank our sponsors. Firstly up, CARLTON Draft. As you can see, the tees that we're wearing here, they've provided the tees. So thank you to them. Check them out at thecarltondraft.com.au or follow them on Instagram. They make, quirky shirts and apparel and stuff like that. Our other sponsors, Harley Cranes, who have been with us for years. Statewide Restorations, likewise. Our newest sponsors for this year, Victor Mowers, who you've probably seen us, a couple of A-list celebrities on the internet so far doing a few things.
Good products. Thank you very much, Victor.
The guy who knows what he's doing in the lawn and the guy who pretends. Kookaburra Cricket, who have come on board this year. If you haven't seen the video that we released on our Instagram, choreographed by Peter Scorsese Fowler, you'll get to know him a lot better throughout the season. He'll be on the podcast as well. So welcome aboard, Kookaburra. Lawn Hub, who have come on board as well. They've been able to provide us with a brand new cylinder mower.
Correct,
and some
nice little machine for the pitch. Thank you very much for that, and all the fertiliser stuff, which is going to come in very handy throughout the year.
He's a good man there at Lawn Hub. And also Campbelltown Motor Auctions, who have come on board this year as well. They've been very, very generous with their sponsorship, so thank you very much.
Thanks, guys. Much appreciated.
Also, a quick mention to Luke Walsh from Walsh Weekly in England. I had the pleasure of being able to talk to him midweek, and just wanted to kind of run over the potential Ashes series that we're looking forward to. So big shout out to Luke Walsh. That chat it'll be in the description. He's going to release it, I think, tomorrow morning. So by the time this podcast comes out, it'll be in the description. So you can hear me chatting absolute rubbish with another bloke again. All right. So without further ado, we're going to run through both sides for the first test match. Now, we kind of went through a little bit in the first podcast, but we're going to go in depth. We're going to go through each player and how we think they're going to go. So without further ado, we're going to go to the challengers first up. We're going to go to Matt's 11 and we're going to go to the head of the snake, Matt White, the captain. How is Matt White, the captain, feeling about returning to the WCG as a skipper? Is he ready to go?
Oh, sure am. Very busy though, having to do the curating and captaincy and blah blah. But I'm looking very forward to the challenge. I think we'll go pretty well actually. My players are very confident and we're ready to go. To be quite honest.
How are you feeling personally? Your scores with the bat, apart from the international against the Kiwis where you made 91. Sorry, you've been a bit lean with the bat. Is that those days are behind you, mate?
100%, mate. It's just that, getting around the 30s, 40s, not concentrating, should be going on with it, but it'll change. It'll change on Sunday. Watch this.
Don't worry, mate. Well, I'm here
You're
whenever.
gone, mate. You're gone.
Look, I'm here whenever you need me. If
No,
you want some
mate.
batting lessons, I can teach you.
You'll be out for a
Have you
duck.
won the
You'll be
big-
out for a duck, mate. So I don't know if you're going to teach me.
Big claim. Come on, the great man out for a duck. Come on.
Oh, well, come on, mate. That's
All
what's
right,
going to
if you
happen.
say so. If you say so. So obviously with the ball, you're more famous with the ball. You're probably the quickest bowler at the WCG. How the limbs feeling?
Very good, mate. Very good. No soreness whatsoever. Beautiful. Had a training session at full pace on Tuesday and pulled up very fine.
Full pace.
Thank you. Everyone was scared shitless, let me tell you.
Yeah, I expect another big showing with the ball for you again. Now, I've got to give you credit. You were unlucky for us last year because quite often, you bowl without luck and we're able to beat the bat a lot of times. But is it going to be a similar setup for you where you won't take the wickets, but you might set the batsman up for the next bowler coming through?
Well, it's a team game, but I'm looking to a bit more attack this year. Going for the stumps.
Oh, beautiful. Couple more half volleys.
No, it won't be like that. Won't be like that, mate. There'll be some silver.
That's all right. Hey, Christmas is going to come early.
Yeah, hopefully,
half volleys.
Hopefully hit a few people in the head like I did with Ravi a couple of years ago. Sorry, Rabs, but that's cricket. Yeah, it's gonna. I think looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Put it that way.
All right, well, the captain's ready to go. You're excited again to captain once again? It's been, was it 3 years since you captained?
Yeah, it was good playing with you. We didn't ever think that would ever happen. And
well, probably shouldn't have given Ravi's results. But hey, I love you, Rabs.
Love you, Rabs. But yeah, if I had probably
these podcasts have just been spent spraying him. Sorry.
If they had a better captain, maybe we still might be playing together. But that's life.
Yeah, failed experiment. You just got to admit when you get it wrong.
That's it, exactly. But anyway,
Rabs is back home where he belongs, and there might be a prediction later on in the podcast about that. All right, we'll go to the next player, Hamid Al-Basha. How's Hamid Al-Basha looked in pre-season? I know he's always keen, Hamid.
Always keen as mustard.
Much maligned figure at the WCG. Often cops a spray from the fan base, but you can never fault Hamid's
dedication,
enthusiasm, and dedication. And you know what? When you expect it the least, he comes up with a big moment or a big innings or picks up the big wicket. So how have you liked his lead up to the first test?
Oh, very good, very good. Very keen, always on the chat, getting the boys revved up already. He's like the vice captain basically in that sense.
Is that an announcement?
No, it's not. No, it's not. But it's like that.
Okay, fair enough.
The announcement will be on Sunday. Who's going to be the vicey?
I reckon after today your opinions might have changed.
Oh, we'll see.
No, you're right. For those you won't know, but Hamid, you always wake up on game day, and it's the first thing you see in the group chat, game day with a fist, and that's Hamid. He's up at Sparrowfart. And for those overseas who don't know what Sparrowfart means, it means the crack of dawn. I think Hamid's got a bit to prove after last season. He did go for a bit of tap here or there. He made a vital knock in the second one-dayer against the Kiwis, which got us home, essentially. So, as I said before, he's got the ability to kind of make a...
Well, especially with a bat, it's when you least expect it. He, all of a sudden, 59, like that time against... Well, I put him in an opener 3 years ago, I think it was.
Yeah.
And he scored
50, I think it was, 59.
59, and we were none for 71 or something, wasn't it?
Well, it set the test up for you.
And
you end up winning by
great
60-odd runs. And one of my few losses, and one of Brendan's losses.
Then there was another time when he turned up and from going out too much and stayed on the lounge all day, and then only came out to when he had the bowl.
Look, those days are behind him. He's a focused, dedicated backyard cricketer, and I expect him to be ready to go on Sunday. Spoke to him today actually. He's keen as mustard. Now, Michael Johnson. Now, you might remember Michael Johnson. He's just featured in the Kookaburra announcement video that we put up. It's sad to say that the fame has got to his head. He doesn't really want to talk to us anymore. He walks around in gold jewellery, thinks he's all that. But on the cricket field, how do we think Michael Johnson's going to...
Well, he's pumped to annihilate you, actually. That's the word coming out of Michael Johnson.
What, me?
Yeah, basically your team, basically. But yeah, he's ready to go for this. He's looking forward to it.
He's another one that...
And he's not going out the night before, which is going to be even better. So...
Well, he won't know what to do with himself then.
Well,
He'll be drunk because he's sober.
Well, probably. You'll have to give him an early start.
Yeah,
Get around there at 8 o'clock in the morning, mate. Get on the cans.
He'll get head spins, mate. He won't know what's going on. Yeah, he's another one that he hasn't performed with the bat. He's always sharp in the field and always good with the ball, but with the bat, he's
No, he hasn't. He looks set. He gets set, then he gets out and plays a silly shot. He's sort of not concentrating as 100%. So
he loves a flash outside the off stump. There's a bit of a scoop for you guys. Just watch out for us. Just hitting that off stump line or just outside off stump. He can't help himself. He'll nick one, guaranteed. I'm calling it right now. Bowled in the first innings. Nick off when he's a bit hammered in the second.
You listen to this, Jono?
He doesn't know how to work the internet. He won't hear this till next year. Yeah, look, again, he's a guy that will regularly feature on the top 10 moments because he's an X factor, isn't he?
His fielding is outstanding. Like some of the stuff that he's pulled off over the years, the catches is unbelievable.
The run outs, catches. He's a freak. You do not know a bigger wasted talent in your life than Michael Johnson. He is a freak at everything he does. If he can come to the party with the bat, though, he's got the ability to make scores. If he can come to the party with the bat, he's in good shape.
Yeah, I think so. As I said, he's looking very keen to it. He's more focused. He's good batting. And his bowling was sensational the other day.
He's always, since Pat McGregor's not playing anymore, Johnson is, I think, the next most successful bowler against me.
Yes, correct.
So yes. I think, he's just a slippery customer. Sometimes he'll send one down leg side, but the next ball is just an absolute jaffa.
I mean, then you can bowl a faster one, which you don't really see it in his action either, and it comes through. Well, that nearly got me. You know what I mean? Yeah. So he's got tricks up his sleeve, which I thought he was a few more. Then he's looking very good actually.
I'll tell you what. Keep an eye on this because he's taught a lot of people a lot of things. So if they get hammered, don't let him get away with, oh no, that was just their performance. It was he apparently taught them everything. So
we'll getting hammered, my friend.
We'll see what happens. The next player making his test debut and one we're all excited to see. Hopefully, from my point of view, he fails, but I don't think so. He's a class act. Harry Dean, a bit of a quiet fella. Good mates with Josh Bowling on opposite sides for this match. How do you think Harry Dean will fare in this match or in the series as a whole?
After seeing Harry in the 2020, that was outstanding, and he got some great shots. His style is very good. He knows exactly what's going on, when to pick the balls, what to hit. It'll be interesting to see how he goes in the test format because obviously it's not as attacking as the 2020. So, but I think he should be fine. Yeah, he'll be batting higher up the order. So
very rarely played and missed, didn't he?
Yeah,
very rarely.
Got a great cover drive.
Yeah, we saw that in the Australia Open match.
He handed quite a few people to the fence. Let me tell you.
Oh, he put everyone to the sword. Yeah, look, he can bowl too. Look, we saw that as we saw in the T20 Big Bash. He took a specky off you in your quarterfinal.
That's right.
He can bowl. He bowls decent clip, good line and length, and he can bat. So
looking for big things actually from Harry this year. I think it's a great signing. I'm very happy, and all the boys are super keen to have him. So
no pressure, Harry.
No, all good, mate.
But yeah, look, I fancy have a decent series. He's one that we've earmarked as someone that we really need to kind of get on top of early because I think
he's capable of scoring a quick 100 like that.
Well, even only over 20 deliveries, you can see that as he got into his innings, it was just clockwork for him. So if we allow him to get to 20 or 30, I think the alarm bells start ringing. So yeah, very keen to see how he goes. Hopefully we see the back of him very quickly because he can do some damage.
Oh, Harry.
So making his test debut, I think all eyes will be on him. Everyone who watched the Australia Day T20 Big Bash will know he's a class act and we'll be looking to see how he goes. The next player, Coco Daniel Arnold. Now I know how Daniel Arnold has been going because he's been spending most of his time at our training sessions.
He's only there to drink a beer, that's all. Just basically stuff with your heads, man.
Apparently, so
he's doing a great job at it, from what I've heard.
Yeah, look, he sent a couple down at training.
I've seen that in swinger. If he ever bowls anything like that, I'll kill him.
I think he knew the cameras were on him.
That would have to be one of the worst balls I've ever seen.
I think he knew the cameras were on him. But yeah.
Yeah, no, that won't be happening. But I'm expecting big things.
Come to drink the beers. He might have poisoned us, mate. I've been feeling a bit off last couple of days. Maybe there's something going on there. But yeah, look, again, someone that has probably got a little bit to prove. He had a great 2019 Australia Day T20 Big Bash, played the Test match last year. Didn't do much from memory. I think he might have taken a couple of wickets in each innings. I'm not sure. With the bat, he's got the ability with the bat. Now he's another one like Johnson that would probably needs to stand up for you.
100%.
If he can stand up for you with the bat, then...
Well, he's basically he's counted. I've told him you're counted in a team where you need to perform. Test it.
You're an all rounder. You're the Mitch Marsh, mate. Don't be like Mitch Marsh.
No Mitch Marsh in our team, mate. Sorry,
don't be like
sorry,
Mitch
guys.
Well, actually, for us, yeah, be Mitch Marsh.
Yeah, you can have him, mate.
But yeah. He's he is an important player for for the big man. He gets down well in the field as well. Yeah. So a big Test match for Daniel Arnold. You've just heard it here first from the skip.
And his bowling is going very well. Actually, he had a bit of an operation not long ago, and it seemed to he seems to be a lot better now and more flexible. And the other day he was sending them down quite sharp.
Yeah, he's like Bruce Reid, mate. He's got more nuts and bolts in him.
Yeah, he's about close to 7 foot. Yeah, so he's going well. He's going well, the big man. So. Yeah, he's nearly 50, by the way. So
well, he is. That's right. He's the oldest player at the WCG. Yeah. The guy has been 49 for 6 years. So I don't know what to believe, but yeah,
he'll be 48 next year.
Apparently, the license says that he is 49 and turning 50 this year. So, mate, if I lived to 50, it would be an achievement. Let alone play cricket. So,
you're lucky to score a 50, are you?
Oh, come on, mate. That's all I score, boys. Let's have a look at the scores. What is it? I think 50, 55. 60, 65, 60, 120, 50, 50. They're my last.
Well, what was the score in the game that actually counted? 14 and 4, wasn't it?
What?
Then what?
Our games don't count.
No, the games.
Our games are better standard than those Kiwis.
Oh, that's
those Kiwis were garbage. Our domestic stuff's better than that rubbish.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's a big call.
Love you, boys. Just joking. Actually, I'm not sure if I'm joking, but
anyway,
back on topic. Big series for Coco. Big first Test match. We'll see how he goes. Now the next bloke, Alex Stepien, the Wild Fang. Now, he's been talking it up too. He feels that he's ready to go.
Well, he's seriously pumped. This is probably the best I've ever seen Steps. And considering he may not be here next year, and that's what he's not sure yet, but...
Alex Stepien is getting deported, for those of you who want to know what's going on. His visa's run out, so he might not be here next year.
Yeah, he might not be here next year, God bless him, but he's ready for a big one, and he's another one that wants to actually take your head off. So yeah,
good luck.
Yeah, I reckon.
Look,
what I see, mate, he's going to achieve it too. He's going bold.
That's all right. Look, the problem is you focus on me too much, you're going to forget about the rest of us.
No, we understand that there's a team of 10, mate. So.
Yeah, look, I spoke to Stepien today. Actually, he's
now you're ringing all my players now, are you?
Not ringing all your players. Actually, no. I asked him.
You are because they're not ringing you.
No, I asked him if he's going to watch the rugby league.
Oh, go the Raiders.
Whitey's Raiders are playing the Storm tonight.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a prick of a weekend for him. Because if the Raiders go down tonight, he's going to lose twice. He's also a Holden fan. So in their isn't it their very last Bathurst?
No, next year. Apparently, I've read reports that's Red Bull will be racing the Commodore one more year, then going to Camaro in 2022.
So what would a Raiders loss, Ford, Bathurst, and Matt's 11 drubbing?
Oh, you haven't. What about Liverpool too? We might as well throw that in the mix.
Oh, Liverpool and Everton. That's right. You got Liverpool. Yeah. Everyone who watched last week's podcast will know he's got a love for Liverpool. It's his side. So Everton win the Merseyside derby. Ford win Bathurst. Brennan's 11 win the cricket, and the Storm win the prelim. What happens on Monday?
We'll have Monday off. I might pack my gear and go, and no more cricket.
You might not see him again.
Later, so.
Well, actually, that's.
But then again, if they all four get up, which I reckon is a good chance.
That actually should bring us into mentioning the first Test match is the Gotcha for Life Test match. We're proud to. Sorry, I should have done that at the start of the potty, but for those who don't know what Gotcha for Life is. It's a men's mental health charity that's run by the one and only Gus Warland, who will announce it later in the podcast, but he'll be paying a special visit to us on Sunday. He might have to console you and put you into the appropriate.
It's okay because doesn't Gus go for the Roosters?
Well,
Yeah,
he does go for the rest.
We kicked their ass out of the comp, so that'll make it maybe. If we lose, it'll make it a little bit better.
Well, you can both hug each other.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah,
you can go sit down and have man cuddles on the lounge or something like that, yeah?
Hey, no one knows a hug like Gus Warmer is a good man.
100%.
All right, so yeah, Steps talking garbage as per usual, and he's going to bowl pies.
Did you hear that,
fast pies.
Did you hear that, Steps? Brandon reckons you're garbage, mate.
Yeah. Steps. Fast pies, you heard it here first. Next player, Jake Casaccia. Now, Jake played in the T20 last year for Smack My Pitch Up.
Which is a good name, by the way, eh?
Yeah, Pete Fowler came up with that one. And played the test match for Rabi's 11 last year, where they got hammered. How's Jake looking? Has Jake had a run so far?
Jake's had a couple of hits.
Has he had a hit?
Yeah, he's had a couple of hits, been down there. His bowling is very good, eh? I'm just like, okay, that's interesting. Yeah, and he'll figure big time in this. His batting, nice. Obviously, first time, he's only had 1 or 2 hits, but the first time he wasn't obviously a bit rusty, but then the second time he was starting to really hit and nice. His fielding, as we've seen before, wasn't it the catch of the T20?
One of the great
One
catches.
of the great catches. I'm really looking forward to.
He's a natural athlete, isn't he? He's just an absolute natural athlete. Is he the best looking bloke at the WCG? He's got to be close, hasn't he?
Well,
Johnny Bravo.
I'm not really into that kind of stuff, but there's photos of you kissing blokes up the pub and shit like that, so you're probably more qualified to do that.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm going to say he's the sexiest man at the WCG. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. You've got to respect the good looking man. Like, I look in the mirror and go, oh, no good. And I look at him and go, oh, how good's that? All right, so Johnny Bravo ready to go for the test
he's keen
match,
as, mate. He's keen as. Ready to go. Look, actually, quite happy he's been included. So, this is obviously his first test series. And
first test series, he played the test match for
the first test. I guess
test series. Technically a series where he's got enough time to get dropped for the second test match.
Big call, mate. Listen to that, Jakey.
Oh, no, that's right. You've got Mark Pasterfield in the side. So, actually, that'll bring us to Mark Pasterfield. Mark, for those who don't know, I dropped Mark Pasterfield a couple of years ago, and since then, he has hated me. So this is personal for Mark. This is real personal.
He hates you.
How's he been? He sent me a message the other day saying I'm going down.
Yeah.
So he does not like me at all.
Well,
he's got a lot to prove after being.
He loves you, but he does hate you. So yeah.
I'm a frenemy, maybe put it that way. In the WCG regards, he would love to knock my head off.
100%.
But me and him are good mates. But yeah.
He's pretty pissed at you and he wants revenge. That's all I'll say. Like, Mark's keen as mustard. He's jumping at the bit. He's like an 11-year-old at the moment. It's just like, can't wait. So.
That's funny because he plays cricket like an 11-year-old. Rubbish. That's why he got dropped, and that's why he get dropped again.
You hear that, Naggy?
Won't play the second test match. So
ooh, big call, Mark. Big call.
Pen right through him. All right, young Nathan Hancock.
Oh, yeah. What do you say?
Young Nathan, just lost his soccer grand final to played Costa Savas' team. Costa Savas is a member of How's That for those of you playing at home. They played their grand final the other day, and Costa got the better of them. So he's hurt. He's reeling after that, and he's ready to get on the cricket field. I think doesn't he play his first game on Saturday, and then
yes,
I think the boys play Saturday.
Yeah,
and then,
that's correct. So he'll get a bit of a nice warm up beforehand, and his bowling is very sharp.
See, that's what we talked about last podcast, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's bowling, he's batting, he's a rock now. His
batting is getting a lot better. He's getting more confident as an adult. He's growing into an adult now. They're getting close to 18-year-old and feeling more comfortable about handling the adult pace, But his bowling is just, he knows exactly what to do when he wants to do it. He doesn't try too hard. He's just keeps it there, and he lets the ball do the talking.
His consistency is what is improved, isn't it? I remember
100%.
There was an over he bowled to George Paneros last year, and ended up getting him out, but he just went. It was just like an outswinger, and he just kept on that spot, and eventually it snuck through. His consistency is a worry. To be fair, it's a worry because he's coming. He's one of those ones. Usually, you look at the younger one and go, right, we can kind of pick on him.
That's right. But no. He's your batting is a little bit shy still, but with his bowling, I've given him an open checkbook. I said, mate, you do what you want to do.
He's not a bad option, no. If I don't know where you're going to bat him, but say he bats at 3 or 4, it's not a bad option. If you're 2 for 10, it's not bad for him to come in and just stop the hemorrhaging.
That's right.
And that's what he's done.
He's done that a few times.
He's done it against the Kiwis.
That's
He done
correct.
it for Rabi's 11 last
I mean, the
time.
Kiwis were bowling pretty sharp at him, and he just, he stood in there for what, 25 minutes or something like that.
He leaves the ball well too. That's, I think, something that I pride myself on. If you're leaving well, then you're picking the right delivery to go at, and that's what I think his game will progress to. But I think if you're leaving well, you're seeing the ball pretty well, and he next thing is just picking that right ball to go after and picking off runners.
That's correct, yeah, definitely.
So maybe.
But in the nets, I'll say he's been causing everyone a lot of trouble. He's looking very
not
good.
hard when you blokes are just gumbies.
Well, apparently we can't even bat, so we should never take a bat out there. Apparently, according to Brandon.
I think you got 2 batsmen. You got 1 and 2 halves.
Oh, Jesus, man.
All right, so
that's pretty dire.
now we come to the last player, Ryan Schaefer. Now,
Expecting big things from him.
Now, Ryan Schaefer is in doubt for the first Test match.
Yeah,
we won't say why, but there's just
something's
something's come up, and he may be a late scratching for the first Test match, which would be a huge loss.
Yeah, I can't say I'm happy about this.
Yeah,
but look, it's not 100%, but
he's going to be given he's going to be given till 10 a.m. on Sunday to prove his
100%.
His
10:30 start, correct?
10:30 start, or 10:29 he'll be given. Look, let's assume that all is well. As we talked about, he's obviously one of your main men, isn't he?
Yeah, he is, and I would not be happy if he can't make it. Put it that way. So it's something we didn't need this late in the game. So like in our preparation, but I think we're good enough side. We'll deal with it if he's not there. If he's not there, well, Daniel
Blake. Yeah.
Daniel Blake will end up coming in as our sub. And
drama. Imagine just thinking you're not going to get a run, and then on the eve,
on the
big stage. He'll be making his Test debut as well. He played in the T20 with Jake Kasachi and Peter Fowler for Smack My Pitch Up. So this will be his Test debut, won't it?
Correct. And he's been playing a lot of cricket at the moment, Monday nights, indoor stuff like that. So
he's not coming in fresh.
He has been bowling, he has been batting. So look, he's not a bad player either. And
probably similar to Jake, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, you could pick a lot worse. Trust me, we could have. Who knows? You could have some of the other gummies that have played in the past.
Jeez, take your pick. Matt Wyatt. No, he's playing. Sorry. All right. So
I'm not naming any of my mates, though.
So that's Matt's 11 done. Now, last podcast I said they'd be 350. I'll tell you what, they're blown out to maybe $74 without Schaefer. He's going to be a big out.
Can I have 200 on that?
You can have whatever you want on it, mate. Whatever you want. Without Schaefer, I might get on there too.
All right. So you didn't think you were going to win?
No. Well, he's obviously a big player.
Oh.
So
I think I think we can handle without him. If he's not, you can't make it. I think we'll be fine.
Well, you've got the ability for players to stand up, but they need to stand up.
Oh, they need to stand up. Exactly.
You've got some question marks over that batting. I sent the averages the other day to some of the boys. There's some pretty piss poor averages at Johnson.
100%. Yeah.
But
there's a lot of starts. There's not many ducks between. There's a lot of starts, but they're out within 20, 25. From 15 to 25, that range they're out, and they should be doing better. Anyway,
they're not the stats that I was presenting to the boys, but
anyway,
if he says so. So
in general,
so that's Matt's 11. Matt's 11. So overall, Matt's 11 ready to go.
Yeah, 100%. Going to go down the pub tonight, have a few beers, go to the Raiders. Tomorrow, soccer. I hope the boys win. Hope they don't get too pissed afterwards. And Sunday, it's game on.
That's risky, isn't it, though, Johnson? So what if if the Thistles lose and get knocked out, then Johnson's look. If they win and they go through the grand final, Johnson's gone. See now, if Schaefer's out, Johnson's a big player.
I've got into Sam's ear. And trust me,
because she likes a quiet night.
Yeah, no, she's all right, mate. She's going home.
All right, if you say so. Now let's go into Brendan's 11. The champions, the carryover champs, looking for their 4th consecutive Test series.
Won't happen.
And we'll go to the skipper, the great man Brendan Scott. What's your prediction for Brendan Scott this series?
Oh, you'll always be like every series. You'll be one of the big players of your team. You'll be hard to get out, but we've got plans for you. We've been watching stuff. We know where to target you. So, but again,
I hope it's volleys on fucking.
Look, I can tell you one thing. It definitely ain't 9 volleys. But anyway, you can get. Yeah. But everyone gets 1 or 2 of them throughout the innings. So
well, I think with the better, the thing is with the better players that there's no one delivery that's going to get you out. Say for example, Johnson has a history of nicking outside the off stump.
Yeah. Well, it's more about keeping away from your favourite shots and then working out from there.
Favourite shots, clips off the toes, favourite. Cover drive, favourite. Hook shot, favourite. What else? What are you going to do?
Well, the other day we had a little hit, we had about 7 or 8 balls. I bowled the first ball to him, he patted up, LBW, first ball, see you later, bud. So hopefully that's an omen.
Just like Coco at our training, we weren't showing too much.
No.
The second one I patted up too wrongly. The pitch is going to have a bit of spice in it, put it that way. It's going to have a bit of
she's looking pretty good. I just put the cover over it before I came here, and she's looking nice and hard now and ready to set up tomorrow. So we'll put some. Hopefully we can get some photos up tomorrow. Maybe.
Yep. On the podcast.
That'll be on Insta, wouldn't it? Some photos.
We'll just put on Insta. Yeah. Have a look at it from tomorrow. Yeah, we're going to get the pitch. Sorry, I was just crossing stuff off.
Tomorrow morning, set up.
Yeah, tomorrow morning, everything will be ready to go. The pitch will be out. You might not see this podcast until after that's done, but just check out check out Instagram anyway. You should be following us. If you're not, get in the queue. Another 200 plus.
Honestly,
Brendan's 11.
The way we're bowling, there's quite a few different things that you're gonna see from us.
Yeah.
It's quite interesting.
This is what I heard from Ravi last year.
Look, Ravi doesn't know how to play cricket. That's the problem.
Oh, come on. That takes us on to, all right, so we're done for me. That takes us on to our next player, Ravi or Basha. Doesn't know how to play cricket.
Nah.
He is the 3rd leading run scorer in the history of the WCG.
Ivan Lendl.
Doesn't matter how you get him, it's about getting him. And he is bowling really well at training. He's big pipes.
He's puffed up.
He is setting puffed up. The puffed up duck is sending him down.
That's good. They only go faster to the boundary. Come on, Rabs. Bring it on, son.
Mate, the great man is ready to go. Don't worry about that. He's ready to go. He's always hard to get out.
Because he stands in front of his stumps.
That's all right. But he just needs to make sure he plays a strike. Otherwise,
that's right. Yeah, he does do that. Just that little push, and that's enough. So.
Right, Rabi or Basha, 3rd leading run scorer in the history of the WCG. Look, ready to go.
Love you, Rabi.
He was. Look, the last 2 years for him were tough, but they were a learning experience for him.
Well,
Set him out on loan.
It was.
Got him back, and now he's the better
I don't think he realised how hard captaining a whole side in the backyard, like the way it works, is how difficult it actually is. You know what I mean? Especially between me and you being on the same team, probably the 2 best cricket brains.
Well, his worst decision was made before a ball was bowled, wasn't it?
Well, he
goes, I don't need Matt White. I said, we're going to beat you 3-0.
3-0. I mean, that was 3-0 both times, wasn't it?
Well, we only played the 1 test match.
That's right.
So 4-0 over 4 test matches, and he had to fall on his sword. So look,
he didn't want to.
That's old news. That's old news.
Yeah.
Rabi or Basha this year, 2.0. He's back, baby. Watch out for him. George Paneros. Tell us what you think about George Paneros. That reaction says he underestimates the great man. This is a 2-time Australia Day T20 Big Bash captain for Nice Gary, all right? A regular for Brendan's 11, so he's a regular winner, and you treat him like that.
I'm just laughing at his name, that was all.
You can't help it. You hear George Paneros, you just go, oh.
The new blonde hair, look out, everyone look out for that.
Yes, you haven't seen the Slim Shady, but you will on Sunday.
Slim Shady's here. Sorry, bro, I can't bring you a carton because I'm a peasant. I can't afford it. So that's your bad luck.
For context there, he called Whitey a peasant in the lead up to the test match. So I think you owe him a case for, what is it?
It was a bet, yeah.
Man United finished in the top 4 or something.
That's right, yes, it was, yeah.
Name miraculously after the COVID period finished in the top 4. But
load of bullshit. Anyway.
So you're not Matt White doesn't pay his bets.
His bowling is not bad, and his fielding obviously is outstanding. Like, don't get me wrong, but his batting, I'm not really keen. I'm not really fussed with his batting because look, Georgie has a natural weakness, and we all know what it is. And it doesn't matter how many. It doesn't matter how many times he doesn't try to do it. He's always going to do it sooner or later.
I know what you're referring to. Yes, the clearing of the back leg, but look, he's been told, but we'll see. Look, but it doesn't matter. He does it all the time. He still regularly makes some good scores.
The 1 days he does pretty good. I mean, that's more his game. The test matches, he's never really wasn't he? One time his name was Gurkha.
Ajita Gurkha. 5 ducks in a row.
5 ducks in a row.
That's many moons ago, mate.
Yeah, that's fine, mate.
He's transformed himself since then.
Oh, look, now we'll see. Yeah, if he proves himself this test, with this series, we can with the bat. Look, I'm expecting things with the ball and the fielding, obviously. But with the bat, we'll see. Then we'll see how it goes. Like, you know.
Georgie's listening, mate. Georgie will listen.
Hi, Georgie.
All right, next, Gavin Merrifield. His partner in crime. Now, Gavin Merrifield and George Paneros are usually my two saviours. If we're in a tough position, they usually come through for me. Gavin Merrifield, how is Bodie Zartfer looking for you?
Well, from what he's been telling me, he's a bit scared actually because
he was concerned that there is a bit of pepper, but
pepper to Gav means heat, and he's not sure if he's actually really wants to get out there. I think
Gav's gone through a bit of a crisis. He's cut the long hair off. I don't like it. Everyone would know Gav with the hat, the bun out the back, and the dreads and whatnot. But he's gone the short hair this time. I think he's just a changed man, ready to go.
Yeah.
Look, he's making.
How has he been going up there? I haven't seen him a little bit lately.
I've seen you hiding in the bushes having a look.
Oh, please.
Sending your spies up.
Yeah, righto.
Please.
Mate, they just come here to drink your piss, mate. That's all.
Wankers. He's been good. He's usually the most unlucky bowler.
Yes.
WCG.
He always bowls a good line. It's always there. He's there. He's not the fastest, obviously, but he bowls a good line where if you miss, he hits. You know what I mean? So
he was crucial in that Test match win against Rabi's 11 last year because remember Shafe was on a bit of a roll. He made 90 odd and we were under the pump. And I remember you told him to bowl a slow ball as he was in his delivery stride and he rolled the fingers over it and he got Shafe. And then he picked up. I think he picked up Arnold not long after that.
That's correct. Yeah.
And kind of broke the game open. So yeah, look, he's an unofficial X factor. Don't worry about that. Unofficial X factor. He won't wow you.
Gav's in my team for the T20, so
he won't wow you.
I know he has ability, so we'll be watching him.
Don't worry, Gav. You're going to be up there in the stats, I reckon, this year. This year's going to be your year.
Oh, big call, mate. Big call. You got a lot to look up to.
All the players for Brendan's level.
By the sounds of it, we shouldn't even turn up.
Yeah, well, might save you some face.
Can I have another beer, please?
Oh no, I've got to go to the fridge. We'll be back. I've got to get him another beer. Right, the alcoholics are back. All right, so that takes into Pete Fowler. Now, Pete Fowler is making his Test debut in this series. Pete is someone who you'll get to know a lot more over the course of the season. He's kind of the new messiah of the WCG.
We've done some fantastic work behind the scenes.
With all the sponsors we've got on board, that's kind of pretty much been Pete, single-handedly.
Pretty much.
So apart from him being a player, he's almost probably part of the managerial.
Well, he definitely is
behind the scenes team.
He likes getting on the computer and sending out emails to people and drumming up some new sponsorship. He's done very well this year, I must admit. So. Hats off to Pete. Thank you very much, buddy. You've done really well.
Now, he's behind the scenes stuff is fantastic. Now, his cricketing ability. Now, have you had a chance to see?
Not a lot is known about him, to be quite honest. Like he played what 2 games.
He only played 2 games.
2 games in the T20, and then like basically he's an unknown factor. To be quite honest, you don't really. I mean, you don't get to see a lot in the T20.
Yeah. Well, if they get knocked out early, you don't.
You know, I mean, like it's everyone saying if you're behind, you're always trying to chase runs. But that's exactly how you wouldn't bat. Or
Pete is a learner. Put it that way. He's a learner, and he's over the last 3 sessions we've had, he's getting better and better and better and better. So I think
he's a medium pacer, right-handed batsman.
Medium pacer. He'll bowl the swing ball, try and drop it on a length, and his best way of batting is just aggressive, I think. So Pete, if you're listening, mate, aggressive, no holes barred, just whack him. So look out for Pete.
Yeah,
and you'll see Pete
after the first test. I'll know a lot more about him.
Everyone will know a lot more about him. He'll be on the podcast soon enough, and I reckon he'll throw up a surprise, especially with the ball. So look out for Pete. The Rat, Justin Brooke. Now Juzzo has been training the house down. Now, Justin Brooke, you watch out for him this year. I originally thought it would be Rabi or Basher leading wicket taker, but I'll tell you what, if Juzzo plays like he's been training...
Well, Juzzo rips it really quickly. Look, from what I've seen over the years, he's a straight bowler, but he's got that action where it's very whippy, and he doesn't look like he's bowling that fast, but it actually comes down quite quick.
Yeah.
So, and he's very always at the stumps, like he's very direct. Look, I expect him to be one of your good players.
Juzzo's a big player for us. He's a huge player.
But if he can step up, I know how to get Juzzo straight to the fridge, buddy. Anyway, keep pumping them beers into him.
Fridge. Yeah. He's a big player for me this year. If he can stand up with the bat, then yeah, he's going to be a very valuable player. We know what he's going to do with the ball. He's always likely to field it. I think it's a lot. I think as you go through both lists, if these players can stand up with the bat this year, I think it's going to go a long way.
Well, correct. Yeah, look, if everyone stands up to the bat who should, there could be possibilities of 200 a pop, like his innings.
Actually, we're the only team. The WCG Australia made 209 against the Kiwis. That's the highest test score by team.
Normally, like a good score in each innings is 150, 180s, 170s.
I think. Look, now with the pitches you're providing, and now that we've got 10, you probably you want a minimum. I reckon 130.
Yeah,
that's 100%. A minimum. Yeah. Minimum. Yeah. That's probably
100.
That'd be
too short. I mean, 100 is still in the game, but you got to be. You got to take
two more batsmen. Yeah. I think. Yeah. Look, having said that, both bowling attacks are pretty good. So if you're making 130, you're pretty happy with the way things are. But yeah, look, I think that would be par in my estimation. But Jose to have a big series. Keep an eye out for Justin Brooke. Now another man who I think is going to have a big series, Henry Perenara, the NRL referee. Now he had a decent day in the bunker. He didn't cost the Raiders.
Is he in the bunker tonight, or?
I'm not sure.
If he is and he stuffs up, you're sorry, bud. You're not coming, mate.
Yeah, pressure's on Henry. You're not allowed in the WCG.
You're barred for life, mate. It costs the game anyway. But no, good fellow, mate. Great fellow. First met him in the Kiwis. When the Kiwis came over last year. Yeah. Not a lot is known about him either, to be quite honest.
I know a lot about him. He's a class act.
Yeah, but he's
good sort, big frame, class act.
He does bowl, he's a good cricketer, you can see that. But actually how you'll go over a whole season.
He's a pivotal player as well. He's much like Jose. I think I'm a lot more surer that Henry with the bat will stand up. I need him to have a big series. I think he will have a big series, or just a pretty consistent series. I think the battle between himself and maybe someone like Harry Dean, who are both making their test debuts.
Sure, yeah.
They both had great 2020 tournaments, and off the back of that have been picked on each side. So I think that'll be a key battle. Henry Perenara, left arm, swinging him a mile, hitting him beautifully in training.
Nice.
Ready to go.
Good.
Ready to go.
Good.
Now we get down to the serious cricketers. Todd Lavin. Now, I'll tell you what, we laugh.
Thanks for putting on the colours today, buddy.
But again, Todd has been training very well. Now, it's one thing to train well, you've got to be able to convert that into the match.
But we all know Toddy has been game day. Like game day, he just goes to the fridge and that's the end of it. What's this I hear about him on a beer ban before?
There is a fan question that we will answer later in regards to that.
What are you picking on Todd for?
That is not a beer ban put on me. That is a self-imposed beer ban.
I thought you did it.
But we will go over that later in the questions. Toddy's been training well. I'll give you that.
Yeah, that's nice. Good to see. Well, he hasn't played for a couple of years in the Test series.
Yeah. Himself and Pete with the ball probably you'd say are lesser likes. So their overs are actually almost the most important because he's picked them out. He's picked them out already.
Everybody knows you don't have to be a rocket scientist.
Oh, you hope this doesn't come out before Sunday. It could be some angry
days. They know that, mate.
There's some big overs. If he bowls like he has been at training, then I think we're in a good place. Josh Bolling. Now, bowling my secret weapon, my X factor.
Now he bowls in swingers and stuff like that.
He's got a new ball going. He's got the Jeff going. He's got the Deucer going. He's going to be a big player for me. The only official spinner at the WCG at the moment.
Well, correct. And he's only probably been one of the only spinners. Like from our side of things, that's ever played there. Really, everyone's normally bowling fast or swing bowling.
Yeah, you might have someone who rolls an over
but he's the actual proper spin bowler.
Yeah. So big things from Josh. Look, sometimes he goes for a few runs, but he's my attacking weapon. I need him to be attacking.
Well,
it's a problem. If you're a spinner at the WCG,
well, you can get cane really quickly, and you can also get a lot of wickets because obviously over the fence. You can throw the keeper in if you want. Blah blah blah. So there's it can go either way with the spinners, obviously.
Yeah. So look, Josh Bolling, a big player for me this year. He's ready to go, training well. Got the Ryan Pappenhausen haircut going, the big Joe Dirt going. So no, he's ready to go. And lastly, Daniel Hancock, Now, Daniel Hancock has only had the one training run for us so far, but he's looked pretty good. He's got his P's now.
So you asked him to come. What happened the first time? Leaving half the players out. Oh no, only select few. But anyway, that's what happens.
What happened the first run? I was expected to have 4 or 5 blokes turn up.
I know, yeah. Then
Daniel being one of the younger boys is not in the group chat for obvious reasons, but well, now he is.
Come on, mate. He's nearly 18.
Well, now he is. I realise he's nearly 18 now.
Yeah, he's not 12-year-old anymore.
Yeah, and he was not notified of the original training session, and let's just say his old man was not impressed.
No, bit of a blow up there, but you know, on the other part, Nathan always gets invited training sessions.
Because Nathan needs training, Daniel doesn't. That was the theory,
I think it's the other way around.
Oh, Daniel, you hear that, bud? Look, he had a great T20 tournament last year with the bat.
Well, same with Nathan.
I think it's a switch. I think you'd say that Nathan's best asset is with both his best
with the bowling.
He's better at the bowling and probably got a bit of work to do with the bat.
Yeah.
Daniel would probably be better with the bat and got a wee bit of work to do with the ball. So
Daniel's problem with the ball is he tries too much, and he's always trying too much in that sense. You know, I've moved from this side of the wicket to that side of the wicket. Swing ball, fast ball, like a full tape ball. He's not where Nathan is more consistent. He'll just keep going. He'll keep going at that target.
Yeah, no, he trained well with both balls actually. To be fair, so
that's comes through age too. So, you know, like he's obviously growing up and getting more wiser.
Wasn't able to train the third session because he has to work, as all young lads do. Try and get a bit of money.
Boys, and congratulations on your what's his name?
Oh, they graduated.
Graduated from high school today. Well done, guys.
Yeah, the young, Jesus Christ, isn't it?
I know, eh? Did you see the photo on Facebook, how young they were when they went to school?
Oh yeah, that's right, the one with the, the no hat, no play down the back, the neck flap there, it was cute.
Oh, that's good
stuff. Yeah, it's amazing to see the boys grow up in that rock before our eyes, and they're back for their
well, they're driving around too now, and it's all happening.
They can pick me up, take me to the cricket, take me home from the cricket too. Alright, so that wraps up the side. So, what we'll do now, we'll get some series predictions. So, first prediction, I think we said it a little bit last week, but what's the series prediction? Let's go on record.
Well, okay. We may not play on Sunday in the sense where we might get washed out, so...
Yeah, all things considered.
Yeah. Don't worry about any of that.
Take that into account. Whatever you think.
I don't know. It's the weather's changing every day, but I'm still going for me 2-1.
2-1, so you reckon we'll get a result on Sunday?
I think we might, because look, on 2 days ago it was supposed to be 10 to 20 mils, 1 to 5, back to 10. Saturday night's supposed to be 5 to 10.
Yeah.
But 1 to 5 on the Sunday, so the front could be coming a little bit earlier, which would be great. If it only rains and we get a late start, that's not bothering me. And
2-1, Matt's 11, 3-0, Brennan's 11. I think the first test is always pivotal, and I like to pride myself on performing in the
first test. I can't see how you see that side beating that side 3-0, but anyway, that's your.
As I said, I ran through the stats with the boys, and they're quite damning for your lads, particularly with the bat. And with Schaefer, if Schaefer misses his first test match, then forget it. It'll be a mauling. With Schaefer, they're a show. Without him, it's a big loss, and I don't know if you've got enough to cover it. So I'm going to go on record and say he will miss the first test match. Brennan's 11 will win that test match and go on from there.
Well, it's looking highly unlikely that he will play, but
3-0.
There is a slight possibility.
3-0 Brennan's 11. He's gone for 2-1 Matt's 11. Now we'll have a look at the highest run scorer. Who's going to be the highest run scorer? You don't want to say, do you?
No,
you don't want to say.
Oh, we've got big plans for you. Look, there's a few. Harry Dean is going to be right up there.
He'll be a shout.
Let's all be serious yourself, Harry. I'll be having a crack this year. Don't you worry. I'm going to change a little things.
That's a nice change.
Change a few little things that how I'm going to play, but more about the tactics, not the style.
More aggressive, huh?
More, like you're looking at Jose. Jose's definitely can bat. Shake can bat.
Well, that's one of the things. That's one of the things that Henry. Henry was just yearning for the opportunity to bat longer.
Yeah.
So this is where he gets the opportunity to just bat longer.
For us really in the test match format, especially Henry and Pete, it's going to be on the go process, learning about them. What's weak, where's their strengths, where's their weaknesses. So Yeah, we'll sort it out though. Plenty of smart cookies.
So if you have to name one, give me one name.
Well,
if you have to put a
I'm going to say Harry. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm going to say Harry.
I'll say
Closely followed by yourself, I reckon.
I'll say myself. If it's not me, then I'll have a cheeky 50 on Henry Perinara. I think he looks real good, real good. Highest wicket taker of the series.
Oof. I don't know. That's a tough one because there's so many good bowlers, man. Like depends how you play your system. Like with me, it was more of a team player, not a direct straight out, just attack. Then we use steps as the how we did things. Depends on it. Depends on how. Look, Rabs is going to be obviously he'll feature in wickets. Obviously yourself, me. I expect steps and Daniel Arnold to do good things with the ball, and Schaefer obviously he'll
have some catching up to do. Schaefer, he won't miss the first test.
Well, I know, but he'll be up there. Put it that way. So the way Jono's bowling, if you put that,
Johnson's always up there in the count. If you had to pick one, who are you going to go with?
Tough call, man. Tough call. Like in the bowling wise, definitely not Brendan Scott, but I don't know. It's a tough call, man. Like there's 4 or 5 people that could take it out.
It'd be close. It's usually actually from memory. I don't think there's been an outright since Pat McGregor for a while. I think there's been some joint.
5, 6, 7 wickets. Like that's the thing too. Like not being able to only have one over in the 8 limits your effectiveness. So and people know each other very well these days. There's like Brandon's bowling. Let's just shut him out. Do you know what I mean?
That's
same with me.
That's one of the trickiness of the cycle, isn't it? Because it's one of those things where. Our tactic, I'm happy to say, would likely be we'll go good, not so good in theory. Good, not so good, good. So it's spaced out. Sometimes in the past, we've had the temptation. It worked against Ravi's, but I've had the temptation to go all out straight up.
Yeah. And then leave the 2 or 3 bad ones.
And then if that doesn't work, then you're in a clump.
That's right.
And if Ravi's 11 weren't so poor last year, then we might have got found out, but it is what it is.
Bagging his own players.
No, his side that he ran. His side, he'd be fine. All right, so you can't come up with an answer. I'm going to say Justin Brook. From what I'm seeing at the moment on the training paddock, he is sending down some fire. He's also got a great variation. He can bowl with the swing ball. He can bowl slower balls. I think Justin Brook.
But from what I've heard, you've been bowling off 5 steps, and in the backyard's only 2. From what I've heard.
I have.
Your team.
No, I've marked it out.
Yeah,
maybe a couple of times they creep back, but don't worry.
2 steps, buddy. That's all you're going to get there.
Justin Brook for me is going to be the man. All right, and now the player of the series, the head honcho, the piece de resistance. Who's going to be the player of the series?
Oh, mate, flip a coin on that. Honestly, if it all goes the way we think.
Brendan Scott.
No, definitely not Brendan Scott. It all goes the way we we see on paper, and there's 5 possibilities to be honest. Like they could just perform. Like Henry could go nuts. Shay could go great. Like Harry could just go bang bang score 80s, 90s, 100s every game. Like, do you know what I mean? Like you don't know. Like this is a very tough.
There's a lot of there is a lot of ability. There's a lot of kind of potentials.
Yes, definitely. Yes, there's probably 7 or 8 good potentials for the best player of the series. You know what I mean?
So he says B Scott. I say
B Scott. Definitely not B Scott.
Yeah. I fancy myself to have another big tournament. I'm really ramped to go here.
Put it this way, mate. The car's going to crash one day, and it's going to be this serious. Trust me.
The car crashed a long time ago. You know that. You've been fixing it for fucking 5 years.
Well, I know. Yeah. Or you can't drive. I have to teach you how to bloody drive and all sorts of shit.
I'll be man of the series. You've heard it first.
Oh,
I'll announce myself as man of the series. No, look. Yeah, you're right. Myself, I expect to have a big series. Yourself, you can have a big series. Harry, Henry. Juzzo, who I've said if Juzzo comes through with the bat, I'm picking to go through with the ball. If he comes through with the bat, it could be him. Yeah. But look, if I'm going to pick someone, I feel that I can have a big series.
Well, it's going to be it's my biggest test. It's going to be who can handle their alcohol the best, because what it's like. If you're not drinking at the WCG, you cannot play. They are the rules.
They're not the rules.
They are the rules.
They were the unofficial rules. But hey,
they are.
What are you talking about? Now you're talking about Daniel Hancock and Nathan Hancock don't drink.
Well, because they've been under 18.
They can drink.
Now they're eligible.
No, they're not. It's not till ages away.
They could have one after the game, maybe. What do you reckon?
No, that is illegal, Matthew.
Well, I'll have to ask Dad and Mum. So, yeah.
All right, so that will take us on to the fan questions for this week. And we've got a few sent in, so thank you again to everyone that sent it in via Instagram and YouTube. Our first question from Backyard Boom. How did the Trans-Tasman series come about? Now, the Trans-Tasman series came about initially, we were going to head over to...
Well, we were following Backyard Bash, which is the Kiwis' version of our stuff, right? They contacted us, correct? Was it?
I think no. We contacted them. We were going to go over there and play in their tournament.
Right, yeah.
And it was they have different tournaments in each month at different places of in New Zealand,
like, pubs, race courses, stuff like that.
Yeah, and each winner goes through to the national champs.
That's correct.
We were going to compete in one of their regional championships. It was just too close to make it all work.
That's right. Yes.
And then we just said, well, look, why don't we keep in touch? You might be able to get an all-star team over to play us. That idea just kept growing by the day.
And that was keen as, and then one of the funniest things I remember about that whole thing is the Kiwis at the airport playing cricket in the airport and getting filmed by a sports television. I don't know, I'm not sure, I don't know who it was, but
yeah, something sports.
Sports over there, and they were like doing all their stuff in the airport and blah blah blah. So that sort of set the tone for.
That's as good as it got for them.
Yeah.
But we just kept in contact, and before you knew it, they booked Logan over there at Backyard Cricket New Zealand.
I mean, all the guys that come over, they're fantastic people. They'll be lifelong friends for us.
Oh, definitely.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So, cheers, guys.
And they just.
And we still talk on Facebook still and stuff like that. And
everything starts from a small idea.
Hopefully we can get over there soon. I'd love to go over for a holiday over there.
The plan was to get there in November, but obviously COVID has put a stop to that. And we wanted to focus on getting them over for a tri-series, which was later in time, which we thought was a better window to get them over. But as it turns out, we might be in a bit of drama with that at the moment.
I've got a funny feeling that the Poms will not be allowed to come here.
But we'll see how we go. Johnny Nelson, the next, I can offer this to you. Johnny Nelson says, what grass is used at the WCG? So I guess that's for pitch and outfield.
Well, okay, our field is buffalo because it gets quite hot in the backyard, as you know. And the heat actually does really get to the grass. So buffalo stands up the best, obviously. Does need a lot of water though to maintain it. So, but then the grass on the pitch, I use mainly couch, but with a little bit of ryegrass mixed in.
Mixed in this year. You did it a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And didn't do it last year, but then again you're back to the half rye.
Done back to half.
I think that was the pictures he produced 2 years ago. Oh,
which
mate,
seems
real stuff.
Which is a lot thicker these days. Like it's a lot thicker doing the both, I reckon, and I find it a lot better. Bounces back a lot quicker, handles the heat quite good, you know. So that's something you always got to factor in the backyard, the heat,
particularly in the Aussie summer.
Yeah. So
buffalo in the outfield and rye / cooch.
Cooch, yeah. More a little bit of a mixture. Like that's a seed, obviously. We seed it. We don't lay grass. So. A lot cheaper, guys, so it's just with the same results. So
there you have it. Next question, Rob Sherwin. Rob Sherwin's been a long-term fan of ours. I think he's in England, and he says, when the first test is complete, how long until the first video is up on YouTube? Now, this is a question that I think most viewers will want to answer. I'd say the likelihood is it'll be up the following weekend. So that's the safe answer. If it's ready to go by Wednesday or Thursday, what will probably happen is that I will delay that release so that I can have the next videos backed up, ready to go. So it's a shorter turnaround for you guys. I know there's a bit of...
Put it this way, guys. If he wins, it'll be up the next day. If he loses, it might be not.
That's not true. That's not true. It's just, it's just been a regular occurrence winning for Brendan's 11. They're up whether I win or whether I win.
You can't win forever, mate. No one's managed to achieve that, so nor you won't.
The dynasty will continue. The dynasty will continue. Okay. So look, Rob, I'd say the following weekend is the safest answer, and I am making sure that I'll work on getting the next videos out after that quite quickly. So yeah, that's the best answer I can give you right now. Hope you're doing well over there, mate. Rob's someone I talk to a little bit on the internet. He's a good man.
Nice.
Anthony Samuel. Now, I've got a sneaking suspicion Anthony Samuel is the man behind Backyard Cricket West Indies, but it's not confirmed yet. But he asks, can we get a live match and a neutral umpire? The answer to the first one is, at the moment, no, because we feel that we want a production team. We don't look.
Well, that's correct.
If you just have a camera shooting down, and look. To be fair, we've got sponsors on board now, so a live match, unfiltered.
No,
it's a bit tricky at the moment.
Some of the things that go on in the WCG and the background.
Let's just say there's disagreements and there's
a lot of fun and games going on too, and yeah, some silly funny things, and yeah.
We've had 3 beers each just doing a podcast. You can imagine what's going on match day.
Yeah,
so
an average by the end of the day, an average is 20 cans. That's an average for everyone.
Yeah. So look, at the moment, no, and product wise as well, we don't see the merit in just running it unedited. It just doesn't.
Well, you can't put commentary into it. You can't do this. You
need a production team to do that, and we're just not in the position to do that. Neutral umpire, well, that is an announcement I was going to... funny we mentioned Gotcha for Life, who are sponsoring the first test match. Gus Wallen will be the celebrity umpire for that test match. So there's an announcement for you. He will be a neutral umpire, even though I slipped
we're cheating now. When were you going to tell me this?
You didn't know that Gus Wallen was umpire?
No, not at all.
He had me there, actually. Not surprised.
Yeah. Cheating already. Yeah, cheating already.
Gus umpired during the Trans-Tasman series, and he was quite good. So
he loved it.
Another good performance. So we welcome Gus Wallen back to the WCG and can't wait to have you. Yeah. So there's your. That's the answer for the first test. During COVID rules at the moment, you can only have
20 people at the house.
20 plus the host. So.
Well, that's it. We can't have it. We can't have an umpire. So what we normally do is the most experienced people on each side always go out and umpire.
And to be fair, look, it's quite neutral. Like,
well, it is. And look, we've never had any cheating.
I'm famous for giving my own teammates.
Never had any cheating. Blah blah blah.
Oh yes, we have. Michael Johnson. He knows if he's watching this. Michael Johnson.
Oh.
Ryan Schaefer was plum LBW during that test match last year, and he didn't give him out, and he admitted so after it. He's a dog, and he's never going to umpire again. You're a cheat. So look, both of those things at the moment are a bit of a way off. But for the first test match, at least, we're going to have a neutral umpire. Matthew W. It's not Matthew White. Asks, how do you decide who is on each team? Now,
well, we sit down at the pub and we put everyone's name in that wants to play, how many numbers that we are going to have on the team. So we've increased it this year by 2 each.
Yeah, so it's up to
and we tried to basically, match each player to ability-wise instead of drawing it out of a hat, because way could get too uneven, blah, blah. So he's like, okay, Matt versus Brandon, Rabs is good with this person, Todd with this person, blah, and so on and so on.
I think after Rabs's brain snap last year, and that kind of made it lopsided. A lot of the fans said it's too lopsided.
Yeah.
But look, I think in terms of this year, I gave White a squad to have a look at, and he goes, "Yep, I'm happy with that." So that's how correct. This year's squad was decided. But generally, I think it started with, that's how we started. We try and marry up. It'd be myself and White. Obviously, the Obasha brothers were on opposite sides.
Yeah,
brothers were on opposite sides.
For ones that don't know, no brothers can be on the same side. So
2020 excluded.
Yeah, so we have the Obashas and the Hancocks. They have to be on opposite sides.
Yeah, so that's how we decided. So at the moment, there's no real official process. It's just kind of, that's how it happened this year. If things were to change next year.
Basically, we're looking to try and make the game as tight as possible.
We'd sit down and just go, look, is this fair? And then we come to a decision. Mohammed Irfan asks, who is the commentator for your YouTube uploads? Well, Mohammed, if you've watched the first podcast and you can't answer that question, then I'm not sure what more I can do for you, bud. I'll give you a clue. It's one of us. So you come to whatever conclusion you want to.
Considering that I do the pitch, certainly...
Ding, 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 we have a winner. look, I do most of that stuff. I do all of that stuff. I do the commentating. So yeah, look,
and trust me,
when you hear
well,
Scott gets another 100.
Well, the missus doesn't like it. She's got the shits over it.
Yeah, well, she doesn't like me screaming and wake up the neighbours. Oh, what a shot from Scott! Oh, again. Oh. So yeah, look, I do the commentary and all the editing and stuff, and Waddy takes care of the backyard stuff. So there's your answer. Quad Flow Plumbing.
Where you been, mate?
Yeah, where you been, Mitchy? How come no one drinks beers on the field anymore? Gone are the good days. That is not true.
Correct.
There is plenty of evidence of me spending X amount of hours at the pitch with cans behind the stumps because I spend so much time there. I mean, get on YouTube and have a look.
Now we've got all the boundary markers too. Everyone hides their beard behind there.
Exactly.
Behind the stumps.
Times have changed since you played, Mitchy. This question
for the bowler, he just puts it up around the back. Right near
we've now got the grandstand there.
Yeah.
So look, things have changed, Mitchy, since you've been there. And once this COVID stuff ends, you might have to pop around and have a look,
mate.
Hope you're doing well, big boy. So yes, the answer is that we drink beers. Don't worry about that. Siddharth K, I'm going to say Fuken, because it's like Phuket, Phukan. I hope that's right.
We'll
go Fuken. You're Fuken. What are the dimensions of the field?
15 by 15 metres that's the backyard outfield. Then we put the pitch across.
So I guess from straight to straight is 15 by 15. Yeah. We're on an angle like that.
Well, the square is 15 by 15, like fence wise, and then we put the pitch across the angle to gain more metres. Because we did try it one year.
It didn't work.
And it didn't work, and
running in from your kitchen.
Yeah, running from the kitchen. So we changed all that, and it's quite effective now.
Yeah.
It's the best you're going to get.
I would say if you're asking for a specific answer from, say, boundary to boundary, I would say you're probably looking at 7 metres by maybe 7 metres, or maybe a bit longer, 8.
Oh, you're looking, from where you're batting over to to a cover drive, that'd be around 10.
Yeah?
Yeah, it'd be a good 10, and then down, obviously, off your legs, that'd be a good 10.
You're probably looking at closer to 10.
Yeah, 10 to 12,
10, and then down the ground, you're probably looking at 13 as a pitch. Yeah. That's where you're looking at your 15.
Looking at 15,
Yeah, so 15 by 15, but boundaries are probably 10, 10, 15. Next one from Samantha Therese. I wonder who this is. Now, as I alluded to earlier in the podcast, will Todd be supervised on the amount of alcohol he consumes during the first test? The answer to that is no. We're all adults.
Well, the answer to that is I'll be going.
I won't supervise it.
Great to see you, buddy.
I won't supervise it because any super dry bottle will be water. So I know he'll be all right.
He'll be drinking plenty of beer, don't you? I'll make him drink.
Put it this way, Todd. The reason for that question is Todd tends to go downhill quick.
Quick.
He will not. He will.
Well, put it this way, Todd normally goes.
He goes down super quick, and he will not be supervised.
And that's about how Brandon's team's going to go down to. See you later. Gone.
Supervised. No, he won't be, Sam. And neither should anyone at the WCG. If you can't handle your liquor, get out.
Get out.
This next one, Troy Hayden, who's a member of Brennan's 11. He's in the squad. He's not in the matchday squad at the moment. How much training have both teams done in prep for the first test? Now, why he's asking that question is because, as I alluded to earlier in the podcast, Matt's 11's players have been spending a bit of time at Brennan's 11's training trying to get a run. So I think that's his angle there.
For us, probably we've had probably 7 or 8 training sessions.
7 or 8?
Yeah.
We've had 3.
Yeah, and then
7 or 8.
Trust me, they need a lot more.
This is the rumour though. You've been maximum 4 people to your training sessions.
Nah, not correct.
Is that fake news?
No, it's fake news. That is fake news.
All right, I'll hold to that because that's not what I'm hearing out of the Matt's 11 camp.
That's good, mate.
I'm hearing maximum 4 players.
4 players. See,
I think it's all smoke and mirrors with him, boys.
We got you going already, mate. We got you going already.
Yeah. I think the proof's in the pudding. They have to come to our training session to get a run. So
well, Danny go to his to drink his piss and eat food and stuff like that. That's all they do. That's all they do.
We put on a spread.
Rab's
got the spread out there. The Lebanese barbie going, mate. We're just well fed. We're well drinking. We're well trained. We're ready to go.
That's all they do, mate. Drink and train. They do nothing.
We're ready to go. They might have had the quantity. We've had the quality. Put it that way.
Trust me. There's been plenty of quality in our net sessions.
All right, George Paneros. How much of an asset will George Pineros be in the first Test match? You better be a fucking big one, I'll tell you that much.
I'm not expecting much.
Why not?
Just not. I know what George is like at Test matches, and I'm not expecting much.
All right.
Look, obviously said before with the fielding and the bowling, you always have to watch him. But with the bat, I'm not expecting much.
Big series with the blade for George, just to prove Waddy wrong.
I'm not expecting much at all.
How much of an asset will you be?
The thing is, he's only bowled and put 50 k's down there, and once he starts facing some of our heat, mate, he's going to shit
50
himself.
k's down there.
You do, mate. You got nothing. You got nothing.
Give yourself an uppercut.
You got nothing, mate.
George Pineros will be an asset as he always is. And our final question of the podcast, Australian Mapper asks, do all players come from your state or do they come from other states? We're all pretty much we're all mates.
Basically, everyone's from Sydney. So we've had one or two people from outside of Sydney, but generally, yeah, everyone's from Sydney. Looking to do different things in the future, but that's a little.
If you're asking if you want to run, eventually we're looking at expanding and hosting tournaments themselves, much like the Kiwis do with their backyard bash. Given everything going on with COVID at the moment, that doesn't seem likely possible, no. In the not too in the near future. But it's something we're looking at doing. So we have obtained a field where we can do everything. We would have lights, so we can play under night. We have an alcohol license, so you'll be able to buy schooners all day. And this is where we're sort of trying to go down this road for people outside that want to come and play. So we've kind of unofficially got the venue.
Yeah.
So that's fine. But we just, with everything going on, with the amount of people you can have in a certain area and stuff, it's just, it's not applicable at the moment, but it's something we're looking at doing if that's the angle you're going for here. So maybe one day, if you're from out of state, mate, we might be able to get a state of origin thing going.
We have talked about
we've got some blokes in Queensland.
We have talked about a state competition with WA, Western Australia, not South Australia, Queensland, Victoria, New South Wales, Tassie. We've had expressions of interest from people that actually play in the state team, wasn't it? From Tassie.
Yeah. We've got a couple of state cricketers that are keeping a close eye on what we do. So, look, that is something we're looking at definitely, and hopefully when everything settles down, we can do that stuff. All right, well that just about ends it for another episode of the WCG podcast.
Just got one more thing to show you guys.
Just before
we're starting a bit of a merchandise range, but this was only just for to get things started for probably personally ourselves. But if you do want one, feel free to give us a buzz, and we can order you one, not a problem. So
we haven't officially got a merchandise.
This is more of a winter jacket. Obviously, summer is the game. But
this is how much of a mess he is. He wants to get a jacket for summer.
Well, I'm wearing it already.
Crazy.
So there you go.
Crazy. It's beautiful. I've got a shirt on, mate.
Yeah, it's about 8 degrees outside.
Oh, yeah. They look good. You're gonna get Daniel on his jacket?
No, mate. That's fine, mate. So yeah, got the Harley cranes there, WCG there, WCG on the back. Sleeve sponsors there and there.
Could have got a decent model to get in there.
Nice and fluffy inside, very warm, very tasty. Got a hoodie also, so not bad jackets, guys.
So
we'll be releasing some other stuff, some shirts.
We don't have an official merchandise line yet, but
we are going down that
road. We're gonna get some stuff out this season. So that's just a kind of preview of the things we can provide. That was provided to us by Fly High Sports, who are again a sponsor of ours, and have looked after us, provided our jerseys for us, and we look forward to working with them
in the future. Yeah.
So there it is, another podcast done and dusted, guys.
That's it, mate. Well done.
Can't
wait to see you on Sunday. Can't wait to rip you out off.
Yeah, look, keep an eye out for us on our Instagram story. We'll float some footage on the story. We won't be giving away what's happening in the game or whatnot, but if you want to keep up to date or just have an eye out of what we're doing on match day, then check out our story. That's our episode for today, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks so much.